All right, everyone, what is going on? We are live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odum, and today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you all had a great, great morning, great rest of your day yesterday. And we're back again to keep working away and build ourselves our $1 million company. And we're going to get right into just where we left off yesterday. I didn't have any time or since our last stream to work on any of this stuff. So we're going to literally just pick up right where we left off yesterday, which is building more of these testimonial components. And I think we kind of finished up this one here yesterday. So yeah, we're going to work on another one. And this one is almost more of like a testimonial where it's going to be very gridded, where you can have lots of kind of different testimonials in one spot. So we're going to kind of give that one a little bit of a look to see what we can do with it. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it's very similar to this. Yeah, to this guy, except for just being a lot smaller. But I think that's okay. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So let's duplicate this guy, and we'll just bring it over here. And we do want the same thing. We do want the stars. But I think for these stars, we want to change their size to be even smaller. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, what's my zoom level? Let me just zoom at regular size just so I can see. Right, okay, that looks pretty good. This title here, we're at 18. Now we're actually going to make it even smaller. And we're going to shrink this quite a bit. Actually, let's make it 200 pixels wide. And between the rating and here, I want this to be pretty close. Okay, and then the author. This one we're just not going to have the avatar, and we're just going to have the person's, how do we want to have it? I think we want the person's name and position, but I think we're going to do something where it's the name and then their position, but all in one line. And then to do that, I think we're going to, I think we can change some of the text, can't we? Actually, you know what would be better? Instead of doing it that way, I think we can do something like this, where we'll lay it out this way and have like 0 space between. Right, and then we can have the color here. Actually, that doesn't look that great now that I see it here on screen. I think even having something that, no, don't do that. Yeah, I don't know. That's not bad. To think of our colors here. And this here and this. What do we want that difference to be? 8. Let's try, well, try this one 8. And here 8. Oh, I should put this in an auto layout on its own. Yeah, so the idea behind this one is that you can have a lot of them together, and this will be really good for like a sales page. I think I was talking a little bit about that yesterday. Okay. Now there's one more that I had designed that we're going to give this a try. And actually, I don't know how good this one's going to look. Let's give it a try and see what let's see what we come up with. For this one, let's duplicate. Oh man, we're gonna need a combination. I need a combination. Let's duplicate number 2. Okay. And we'll try to go on this frame. And I think we can, yeah, let's just increase the height here a little bit. Okay. Oh. Testimonial 5. That's the one I want to move. Oh. Get my tablet displaying correctly. Okay. So I do want a star system in for this one. Right, so I want avatar. Let's just change. We'll call this person, I don't know, Violet. I'm just trying to think, try to come up with a name, a fake name. Violet. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Violet. I'm thinking like Davis. I don't know. Let's get, maybe she's got a middle name. Violet Jasmine Davis. There we go. She is, it doesn't even matter what she is. Whatever. What's a, just like even see how this looks. CEO and founder. Is the CEO and founder giving a testimonial? Potentially. Okay, so okay, we have that. We have the actual quote. We need next and previous. So let's copy those and bring them here. Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit different. I wish you can reset these ones. Then on Webflow, you just hit Alt and you click on something, it resets the style or resets that. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of resetting the style. But you can't hear in Figma, which is kind of annoying. Anyways. So we are going to, I guess we can start here. So I know you guys can't really see kind of what I'm designing and what I kind of sketched out, but maybe you can kind of guess to kind of see where we're going to be heading with this. Okay, that's too big of a box. Okay. And then the actual icon itself. And actually, I wonder if on the icon, we'll just make it white. And the arrow itself, no stroke, but the background color. The fill, that's what we want. There we go. And we'll do the same thing with right. No stroke here. Hang on, where am I at here? Right. This one needs to be white. And this background. Nope, that's not the right background. It's a fill. Ugh, I always get that mixed up. Okay. And we're 96 by 96. Is that what size I made it? And no border radius. And the icon itself. Back to its original size. Okay. So you can kind of see where this is going, where the main body of the testimonial is going to be sandwiched between these two left and right arrows. How do I line these things together? I think maybe if I just go like this, I'll that align to the middle. Oh, what the heck? There we go. Okay. Sam, howdy. Welcome, welcome. It's always usually what Kevin says when he comes on. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. We're just plugging away here, building some more components. Once we finish in here, we're going to dive into Webflow today and get some of these coded up. And hopefully publish them, get them out the door so people can start using them. Okay. So, right, testimonials. I think what I want to do is, I want to create this into like a square. But before I do that, what do we have for, all right, this decoration stuff. Let's move this to the side. I'm not sure how it's going to be present for this one. I think, can we? Oh, right, because it's kind of a group. Okay. I might have to put this into like a layout. Okay, so we got the ratings, avatar, and author. I'm going to throw this into its own group. Say author and ratings. Oh, cool. Building some components as well. Testing some features. Awesome. Awesome. Nice job. If you ever need a hand with any testing or whatever, just let me know. Happy to test out things. If there's anything that I can help with, just let me know. Where did these arrows come from? What the heck? Or did I? Oh, I might have copied more than one. All right, let's get rid of those ones. And I can't remember, Sam, are you building Webflow components or are you building components for a different platform? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you said this before. So I apologize for asking the same question again. All right. Well, yeah, we got this one in, and we're going to throw this one and this one. We're going to throw that in a whole group. Testimonial. Okay, I think we want to make it, if we can fix the width, we want it at 600. So that way it'll fit right in between the two arrows, and we're going to, we actually want padding in the middle. If we put padding in the middle, right, it just goes in there. Okay, that's good. So let's say 24. Let's go 24 on each side. I might even want more than that. But let's give this thing a background fill. And it's going to be quite light. Right, we'll send you a staging link. Cool. Building for Webflow, WordPress, and Framer. More like one library for a bunch of platforms. That's interesting. So then you're going to be building, like, say, one component, and you're like, to say you're designing one, and then you'll have the same component available on the different platforms. That's interesting. Might be pivoting to something cooler though. Yeah, careful of the whole shiny object syndrome. I have a huge problem with that. It's like you're building something and you're like, oh, this is better. Oh, this is better. Instead of sitting down and taking time and sometimes sitting down and building the boring thing. But that needs me to quit my job and build full time. Yeah, that's the thing. That's so tough that we're kind of all in that boat. And I hear you. That's what I did last year. I decided, that's it. Just time to quit the job. And actually, it was more than a year ago now. This is 2022. It's crazy. But yeah, if you can do it, I definitely recommend it in the sense that it does free up your time in order to work on things, but it's also very stressful, especially if you have a family or whatever, and your income is, you don't have all these huge 6-7 figures in the bank to keep you going. So your new thing is kind of still in the component space, but components become complementary. Yeah, that's actually really interesting because I've been thinking a lot about that as well too. And in that, when you're building components, again, you're kind of, wow, what's the word? What's the right word? Not beholden, but you're kind of, it's not your own software, right? Like it's an extension of somebody else's software. And if you can have your own business or your own product or service on the side, that is your own thing, like completely your own thing. And then you can have those components that are on the side that complement, like you're saying, that complement your like primary offerings. Then that's I don't know. I think that's really cool. And yeah, I'm going to do something that as well too, because I think pixel pieces is not going to be my primary thing, because I don't want to be my primary thing to be dependent on something else. Um, yeah. Might be starting a family soon. So might not be the best move, I guess. No, I'm definitely not going to say that. I mean, I got 2 kids now, and if I don't bring in any money, then, how are they going to eat? So, I wouldn't say necessarily, it's all about what risk you're willing to take. And the thing that I think about is starting your own business and trying to make your own company, and build something fantastic that's going to provide for you is less of a risk than going out and working at a job for some other person, because jobs now are so volatile, and the way that the economy is, you can have a job and like it could be taken away from you tomorrow. You might think you're stable, but it could be gone like just like that. So, it's all about trade-offs in your life, I guess you can say. Into what's better. Do you want to rely on yourself, or do you want to rely on somebody else or another job or what have you? I know not all jobs are created equal, but it's always been my experience that even if you have something that is a permanent or whatever, it could be gone in a blink of an eye. So, yeah, the appetite for risk and what you think is actually a risk too is actually really kind of important to think about and consider. Yeah, I will still make enough to survive, but it won't be as much. I just feel like part-time is not enough to get the product you're hoping for. Yeah, listen, this is me. This is for me speaking. If I know that at least I have enough to survive, and yeah, sure, you might have to make some sacrifices in terms of, oh, I can't eat out or can't buy this or buy that or whatever, but you know that that's only going to be a temporary thing because you're really going to put your heart and soul into something that you believe in and something that you're going to invest all your time and effort and energy into building. That's to me, that's worth it. Then you just go for it and just do it, because it's a short-term sacrifice for the long-term gain, right? Because if you can build it into something that's going to be successful, or at least you see that, you can at least make more than you're making at just some full-time job, right? Which I don't think is that difficult to do. Then go for it. I mean, I would go for it. I'm not just telling anybody or telling you what to do or whatever, but yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to go for it. Especially if you know that you can just always go back and get another job too if, things don't work out. Anyways, yeah. But that's good. I hear you. Like that, wanting to do something and not having the time to do it is very difficult. And that's the thing too, is that's the great equalizer in life. We all have 24 hours in the day. So I have it, you have it, Elon Musk has it. It's just how you can leverage the people that you know and the things that you know, and to be able to get the work that you want to get done. That's one thing that I'm learning too, is trying to figure out how I can leverage other people. When I say leverage other people, I don't mean take advantage of other people, but having people come together to work on something together is much more efficient, and you can build so much faster. But yeah, keep me posted on what you're doing and what you're working on. And if I get that link too, I'll check it out, because I know I checked out some of your stuff before and you were doing some really good stuff. So keep at it, keep plugging away, and you will get there. And your new family, which you said you might be starting, so I guess you might be thinking. So I shouldn't say congratulations yet if you're going to have a baby, but if you're thinking about it, I'll hold off on the congratulations or the condolences. One or the other. It depends on how you look at it. Anyways, okay. So, right, where are we here? Testimonial. This whole testimonial section. Let's change this here. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let's see. I don't quite like that spacing here. And I think we need more spacing at the top and bottom. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's move. How can I move this? Ugh. Go away here for a second. That's not. It's not bad. Let's actually take this decoration here. Let's move it over top. Let's hide that one. If we just have this guy, maybe make this one a little bit smaller. For what we have here. Placement's always interesting. Don't like that there. Whoop. I'm thinking of doing something that's quite radical, but I think it'll be a little too radical, where we kind of box things up here, where we even put the avatar in like a little bit of a grid box, and then the quote itself in a box, and then even this decoration in like a smaller box, and we just make this thing really, really boxy. But that's pretty. I mean, with this component, I think it would be too heavily designed and won't really fit in just any not generic, but any kind of standard wireframe that somebody might want to make. Yeah, because I think we can get fancy once we start building templates and building like pre-built Webflow templates. I think then we can start getting into things that are a little bit more fancy. But for now, give it a go and see how it looks. You can always tone it down. Yeah, I could definitely always tone it down. I think what I would do is, if I do it, I'll make another one, because even something like this, even if somebody doesn't want to have these blue squares or what have you, you can easily, if you know what you're doing, anyways, at least within Webflow, you can change this around pretty easily to customize it to your needs. It's nothing too out of the ordinary. What can we do? What can we do with this quote? Like, I'm even thinking, even if we take this, it's in this weird, it's in this weird size. Just let me try something real quick here. Let's get in a square here. Something like this. I'll fill it with our secondary color. And where are we? We're all the way up here. Okay, and quote decoration, throw it in here. Needs to go above. And maybe we can fill it with, maybe white will look good. Black might look good too. Yeah, that's too much. Like something like this, right? Then maybe we want to move these ones down at the bottom. All right, I'm just playing around here. This one I didn't draw out this first, so I'm just trying to see what might look good. Throw it at the top. Maybe. If it's something like this, we would have to take this testimonial and give it more space up top. It's hard to say exactly how much. Something like that doesn't look too bad. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Yeah, I'm not 100% happy with this. What is the problem? I feel like this thing is, maybe it's just too big, a little bit too out of place. If we make it a little bit smaller. And, well, need to center's not. Text size. Something like this. Yeah. Maybe these are just a little bit too big as well. Instead of square, maybe we can make them rectangles like this. Actually, what was the size of this one? 46 by 104. 46 by 104. Align that there. Yeah, I'm liking that better. I like that better. Now, this font doesn't have the greatest italics, in my opinion. But I do feel like for this one, I would like to have it in italics as the default color. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Or not the default color, the default style, text style. Is that what the CSS property is? Text style, italics? I think so. Let's go 120%. I think it's already there. $130 might even be better. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think it's coming together. I'm liking the direction that this is heading in. Four, you go 48. That might be too little. That's our bottom. 36. So we want to add 12. Let's go 60 then. Okay, we want to center this against, there we go. Okay, I'm going to let that sit with me for a while. I think we can do better than this. I'm just going to sit with the design, sit with the look. Again, it's so funny because it's trying to design without really designing, because these are kind of components, but I want it so that somebody who can just change the colors and will feel confident and comfortable enough to just use it as is, but also to be flexible enough so that somebody, if they wanted to, can kind of see in their mind how they would do a few different tweaks and changes to make this component their own, to make sure it can fit their design. Because obviously we can't build every single component that could ever possibly exist in terms of what it would look like in a design, right? That would be way, way too crazy. But we want to make sure, you know, what's that 80-20 rule? We want to take 20% of the effort to create components that'll be able to handle like 80% of the jobs out there, right? Okay, so those are our 5 testimonials, and I think, let me look at my tablet here, what else I drew. Turn on, there you go. Okay, so that's actually it for what I've actually illustrated a couple days ago. So now let's put these up in Webflow. So this one, it's actually, the ones here with sliders are going to be a little bit interesting to do. So let's kind of see how it goes. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the goal. Do enough to get close. Right. Get the customer 80% there, and then 20% they can go past the finish line. And I think this is where I'm going to be using templates to bridge the gap. If somebody does want something that is designed and that they could use just outside the box, then they could just buy a template, which would be really nice. For example, like I'll make a real estate template that'll be ready to go for people that are a real estate agent or whatever, you know. Yeah, they have to put in their own stuff in terms of their own pictures or whatever. But that's kind of the idea is build things very niche specific for a specific target audience, and then they can just go ahead and run with it. Okay, so, right, what did I say? Let's go into, to go into here. We need to go into here. All right, pixel pieces. So let's take a look at our templates or testimonials in our components. My goodness, I'm feeling exhausted today. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. Actually, I do. I guess maybe it's 4 o'clock, so I've already been working since like 8 o'clock this morning. So I guess I'm tired. So I kind of like doing these streams earlier in the day for me. So I can kind of get to work while I'm kind of fresh. All right, testimonials. Okay, so we have this first one. Okay, so we're going to leave that one. Let's duplicate this. And this is going to be testimonial number 2. And we'll work from there. And let's create that. Okay. Chief Testimonial Officer. That's funny. Okay. Now we're going to need to kind of go back and forth here on these things. Okay, how much can we... Okay, we can duplicate a few different things. All right, so we also need to, let's go back to the dashboard here. And let's get our, oh, there's a cut and paste thing. Here it is. Okay. Okay, let's delete all these. Actually, we might. Oh no, we do need it right now. Okay, okay, pin this. Why is that not pinned? Okay, so let's copy this guy and paste it here. And right, we're gonna go into our folders and just rename everything testimonial 2. Kevin, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Always good to see you. Editing is disabled while syncing. Okay, well, how long? Oh, there we go. It's done. Oh, it's taking a while. Ugh. When's your next crypto live stream? Do you have anything scheduled? I haven't checked, so if it is scheduled, I do apologize. But I'm just waiting for a notification so I can check it out. And I do know, do you have any opinions on Coinbase? Because I think I have to set up a Coinbase account so I can get my crypto back from Celsius from their whole bankruptcy thing, and now that they're distributing all their they're distributing people's coins back, or at least partial. I don't even know how much I'm going to be getting back. I should find out. But I should take a look at the email. They sent an email from the lawyer or whoever, and I think they said something about you let us know what your Coinbase account is so that we can move your funds into it. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. You've been focusing your time on prepping for the NFT New York City conference. Okay, cool. So try to use that dedicated time to meet in person and work on my presentation and launch on a new NFT project. Ooh, so in April, next month. Cool. So you have a new NFT project. Interesting. Very, very cool. So Coinbase has screwed me over a few times. So I'm not a huge fan, but they are the easiest to work with if you're not doing anything crazy. I mean, it seems like I don't have a choice in the sense that if they're saying Celsius is like, oh, well, you want your crypto back, we need to like tell us what your Coinbase account is. I guess I won't have a choice. But then I guess I could take that and just move it to like a cold storage if that's what I want to do. Which I don't. It's not even that much crypto. It's only like I don't even know what it's worth right now. But I think when I was in Celsius, it was only like 1,500 Canadian in crypto, maybe 2,000 in crypto. I can't remember exactly how much. So it's not very much. I don't even know if it's worth buying like any kind of cold storage thing to put it in. But then again, I'm like, I don't trust anything now, not your keys, not your crypto. So I was like, okay, well, it's a different way of thinking about banking or what have you. So I don't know. It's weird. It's a new world to me. Oh, that's crazy. All right, Testimonial 2. Okay, is that zoomed in? Yeah, zoomed in a little bit there. Okay, so, but anyways, I'd love to hear about your NFT project. So yeah, looking forward to just looking forward to seeing it because NFT, like for me, NFTs is I totally get the appeal, but I don't think I would ever buy an NFT. Because to me, it's like if you're buying a picture of something, but you're not really buying the picture. You're just buying like the ledger saying that you own it. And it's just like some entry in a database kind of thing. So I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. Like all those crazy apes and all that stuff that was going like super, super crazy back in the day. I'm like, people are spending money on these things. It's a whole new world. Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm totally out of focus here. Okay. Just thinking about NFTs and crypto and all that stuff. Okay. So we want to build this guy. So let's take this now that this is all renamed. Yeah. So let's copy this back and let's put this back into our actual place here. Let's zoom in so you guys can see this. And okay, so we have this testimonial too. So we're going to have the item and we're actually going to have a heading as well. But I wonder if that heading, this heading here should be part of, actually it won't be if this is going to be in a slider. Should we try putting it in a slider? Let's try, let's just build out the original one without a slider, and then we'll make it into a slider. We'll do that. We'll do it in that order. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, I'm going to actually put this over up on my other screen. But now I can't see anything else. I need more monitors. Crazy. Okay. Let's zoom out. Okay, that helps quite a bit actually. Minimize that there. Okay. All right. So we have the testimonial. All right. Let's get this in here. We'll go testimonial to. It's kind of like a heading. This is going to say testimonial, plural. Let's take this one off of the grid. Oh. Okay, and I closed everything. How do I expand? There we go. Okay, let's go to our text size. So this is going to be, I think we even have it at 12 pixels. So 0.75, 0.2, but we want to capitalize it and we want to bold it. And yeah, the color, right? Should we do the colors or not? That's always the question. I think the less we can put in, the better. Okay, so we have the heading, and then we have the quote. Interesting. Did I actually... Oh, let's clear that. Okay, we quote icon. We can get rid of that. We do need that. Do you need the author? What size? 3? That's not bad. Author name. This font is way too big. What did we have it in? Figma. Figma, we had it. Okay, so I can kind of bring it up here. We have this as 14. So we can just do 14 here. Right. And this one as well, I do believe, is 14. 14 over 16. Yeah. Except this here, we need to... How's this displayed? This is displayed in a grid. I don't think I want to display it in a grid. Why don't we just give it a flex? Flex it in the middle, just like that. And the gap, that looks a little bit too big. No, now that's too small. Oh. There we go. That looks good. Okay, testimonial 2, the heading, and then the actual item itself. And that item itself is going to be probably what's going to be inside the slider, which I think works. Okay, so let's put this, let's give this one a bit of a margin here. That's way too much of a margin. You know what? I'm actually going to make it the primary color. That's kind of what we want it to be. And the quote itself. So if we look at all block quotes, why do I have a size here at 18 pixels? Should never be using pixels. 16, so 18. Okay. And I think, what do we have here? 2, I think we can give this. Yeah, that's, oh, no, we have it at the same spacing. There we go. Okay. So that is exactly what we have for our first testimonial. So that's good. That works. Now the question is, well, we need to put this thing in a slider, right? So we can have multiple testimonials just going, like people can scroll through. Let's do that in another one, in another actual component. So let's duplicate this one. And let's call this testimonial 3. And let's create it. Okay, let's delete that. Okay, let's copy. And before we paste, let's get rid of these styles because they're going to conflict. Remove. And paste here. Fin suite in our folders. Oh man, I've done this so many times now. Testimonial 3. Save. I'm ready. Rename this one. Okay. Now we can copy. I'll take this back. All right. So we want to put this, what we're thinking. I said we're thinking like the slider component, right? Or the element, I should say. So let's throw that in here. Right. What's going to be the best place to put it in there? Oh, excuse me. Right. So I just want to have a look at like this, the foundation here between the slider, because I think again, we have an issue in that the slider itself is at a fixed height. I'm not sure where exactly that fixed height is coming from. Right here, height 300 pixels. Where does that come from? Designer canvas. And I think that's class with slider. Is that on the primary class? Let's see if I can narrow this down here. Oh, we need to get out of this preview mode. So slider, let's give it a class. Testimonial -3 underscore slider. All right, get back here. Yeah, so it's the same class here. I wonder if, can we throw in a height of auto? We can, eh? So maybe we can. Maybe we can have a slider with dynamic heights. You don't have to worry so much about. Yeah. Okay. So let's say, so we have slide 1 here. And I think what we can do is, I mean, we basically just want to, actually, I can copy that, throw that in there. That's the testimonial 3 quote. But we don't want any padding down there. And let's copy this one. Let's throw it into another one. Slide 2. But this time I need another quote. Testimonials. Testimonials. Wait a second. Oh, here we go. Let's view this one. All right, let's get this second one here. Nope. Okay, let's go into our settings. Basically want to be in slide 2, which I think we are when we click in it. Okay. No, go back here. Where can I edit the text? Here we go. And paste. It didn't copy. Copy. Paste. Oh, come on. It's not copying. That's weird. Why are you not copying? Copy. Paste. There we go. We'll also need, actually I need to rename this class. We'll need this. And we'll also need this. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right. So where is the background color coming from? It's not on the slide itself. Hang on. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So we have the nice slide, I guess, here. 1, 2. Can I try? Right. Or maybe it's on the slider itself. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, interesting. Do we have... We don't have something for transparent as a base style, which we should. Let's go here. And 0. Okay. And here's where we have our arrows. This is where it can get a little dicey. So this left, they're both positioned absolutely. To background color white. Okay, to just the main one. Okay, fair enough. I think we can wrap this around. Oh, we can't even wrap it around into... That's annoying. We might have to use some kind of JavaScript with some of these. Well, I guess if we don't want the numbering, we don't really want the numbering. Okay, so we got the arrow, we got the icon. Set a color here for our icon. Actually, I think we wanted white, so let's see if we can have our arrow. Oh, no. This isn't, this is, yeah, the circle ones. Okay, so let's, left arrow. We're going to put this as a stroke. I think, yeah, we can do border radius. It's just 2 for now, and color, custom. I think it was like 500. 500, and then the icon itself is 700. All right. Just doing this up really quick here just to see what we can come up with. So we're going to call this, testimonial 3. What about testimonial slider arrow? We'll just do that. Or even just testimonial arrow. Probably be fine, but that's okay. So let's go 3 by 3. That's even too much. 2 by 2. And the icon here, we're actually going to change this into our own icon, but we'll keep it here for now, just for something real quick. Testimonial underscore slider icon. Can we pick the size here? Yeah, we can. Perfect. Okay. Right, we have that. Oh, this is actually going to be 1 pixel. Border radius. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do this again. Testimonials, slider arrow. And we'll do slider icon. Oops. Testimonial underscore slider icon. Uh-oh, it says it doesn't exist. Oh, I don't want to create a new testimonial slider icon. Let's just spell something wrong. Okay, so there's our 2 next, previous and next. And if we look to our style, okay, it's getting pretty close, except for this one. We need this positioned to the bottom right, I guess. Right, so it goes to, oops, undo. I think the way that it's positioned now, it's positioned, what, in the middle? Where are we? We got testimonials. We got the slides. So these arrows are outside of the main container for the testimonial slider. In this slide nav, let's just hide this for now because I don't want it. So let's just have a quick look at this. Okay. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit of a trick. It's a little tricky for me because you can see that as you're scrolling from one to the other, the height of the container should change, but the positioning of these arrows is not changing. And from the looks of it, we can't wrap this around in any kind of like tag at all whatsoever, or like an element. This element cannot be wrapped. You know, so if we position this one, you know, why does it have this crazy margin here? This probably has to do with its positioning, right? So what if we, let's see, if we put this to 0, and we put this to 0, it's just going to be right at the top. What's going to be the best way to do this? So we have this guy here. If we just say, let's just for now, but this is right. And yeah, it's going to be absolute, but we're going to put it to the bottom right. I guess we'll do the same thing for here. Is left. I mean, we're also going to position it to the bottom, right? Except we're going to give it a spacing. Just like that. So, but now the question is the height of this thing. Can we set it to auto? Like this here, why is it so far up? Or down, I guess you could even say. So I think if we, again, I think if we did this thing and make this thing auto, that should do it. Right, so let's press play. Okay. So these are the same lines. Let's make them the same height. So let's see. A little bit. Okay, that. Okay, so this one is not as tall, but again, these aren't moving. So I wonder if it's gonna. I feel like it's taking the height of the highest slide. Right, because this slide here, yeah, it's still, interesting. Okay. If I tried just something here, just for fun. So if I make this one really big. Oh, change that breakpoint. Yeah, so when I go to here, it's gonna, so it's not based on the individual slides. It's based on what's the biggest slide that we have in the actual collection the slide within the slider. So, we can't really put these. Yeah, we can't put these in their proper spot, dependent on what slide you're on, because they're not. Because the way that they're positioned, I'm just trying to think now. Because wait, I get out this one. Because of where they're positioned, the next and last, they're outside of the actual slides themselves. So we can't put them like on the bottom of. I don't even think this could go in there. Yeah, you can't even throw it in there. Can't even throw it in there if we wanted to. Let's undo that. We can't move these things around anywhere, and we can't wrap them around a div block or anything like that. So what can we do? So I know my workaround for that when I'm working on something that's using the slider is that I'll either make it so that the slider itself is a fixed height that I know no matter what, and I make everything else kind of conform to that, or I just use it in a way that, again, if it's a home page slider where I want to loop through different images, they're all going to be like 100 VH in terms of the height. So they're all going to be the same. So I always use it in a controlled environment where I know what the height is going to need to be, or I'll make sure that the content within each slide is relatively the same. And when it comes to testimonials, it's not always the case that they're going to be like what could be one quick sentence with a few words. The other one could be like 2-3 large paragraphs. And then we don't want to have that large paragraph bringing the whole slider container, this testimonials 3_slider, this class. It's going to make it so that height is whatever height is the largest slide. And then the buttons are always going to be onto the bottom of that. And there's going to be all that white space on the other slides, which have no lines or just one line. So that's the issue we're having with that. And I don't know how to fix that natively within Webflow without having to write any JavaScript or anything like that. And even if I did write JavaScript, I'm not sure exactly how I would use that to fix this problem. Which is why a lot of the times these previous next buttons are outside of the actual flow of the slider. So I think initially when you looked at the previous and next buttons, they were actually aligned horizontally across the whole slider so that they would always be in the middle. Maybe that's how we should use it. I don't know, but it doesn't really go with the design. I always avoid sliders in Webflow because I use Swiper.js. That's interesting. Yeah, the Webflow sliders, they're not the greatest. Swiper.js, I've never actually heard of that. And you use that within Webflow, I would imagine. Swiper is the most modern, free, and open source mobile touch slider with hardware accelerated transitions and amazing native behavior. Cool. You just throw it in there. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I'd love to see, can we see, I mean, I guess this is a slider. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can offer the components with the attributes version of the slider instead of scripts. What do you mean when you say the attributes version of the slider? You just mean the attributes that you need to have it in order for it to work if you're going to build it using this as an example? What was the attributes version of the slider instead of scripts? Or there's attributes, I guess, that within this thing that just make it work. If I'm reading this right. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Instead of using a script. Yeah. So there's just there. Yeah. I guess we just put that in like an HTML embed or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting because my whole thought process, or at least here initially, is to make them as simple as possible and so that they can work outside the box, hopefully without having to use anything that is non-native or even at the very least just putting in a few bits of custom code here and there. But it's not to say none of this stuff is bad, because it's actually really good to extend the functionality. But I almost kind of see that as like phase 2 of Pixel Pieces, where we really improve the functionality of lots of different components or create new components that use third-party software applications or whatever to really build like amazing, even more amazing components. I don't know if that makes any sense or not to do it that way. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe what I should do. Yeah, because I don't think we're not going to get a good solution here with this slider. So I think maybe what we should do is, if we are going to use the slider, because I still think we should still have we should still use the built-in Webflow slider. But I think maybe instead we just put the next and previous just like this. Like whatever. I don't have this lined up well at all, but we'll just use it like this, because then we can just do that within Webflow and we'll kind of be good to go, right? So right. So I'm just, I think, undoing some of this stuff here with the position. Right, there we go. Right, so now those are in the middle. Let's make this height auto. And then what we actually want to do, we're going to have to give it the padding, we're going to have to give it padding on the inside. And we want to give it, what do we have? 2. We want to give it at least double. So let's go 4. And then 4. Oh, that always looks a little bit awkward too. Shoot. So let's throw this here. Something like this. So in my library, version 1, just the structure with no interactions. And then you can still decide on how you want it to work. Yeah, okay. So you're still just trying to figure all that stuff out. So if somebody wants to tinker around with the slide in Webflow, the structure's there. They just copy and paste it, and then they could play around with it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, they can copy and paste. Yeah, no, that's cool. I like that. That's a nice idea. Okay. Okay, so I feel like this isn't too bad. I feel like this is a decent compromise. I just don't have the exact placements of where I want for my arrows, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. It's 5 o'clock now, so I can smell some food. So it's time. It's kind of supper time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go eat, and I'm gonna come back to this, and then I'm gonna play around with this a little more, and just do a little bit more thinking about with slider, without slider, all that kind of stuff, and to see how we might want to make it work. Again, I'm thinking really simple, super simple, at least to start out with, and then we could worry about making things more complex later. And then tomorrow, we'll probably dive back in. I'll show you what I end up with tomorrow, because I'm going to work on this tonight and try to finish up all these testimonials and just publish them out there to the world. So that's what we'll do tonight. And then tomorrow we'll probably get started on maybe just designing some other types of components that we need to finish up on, to get ourselves up to about 100 components or so that we can start like actually marketing this thing, and put aside building stuff for now, and like let's look at to see if we have enough of a MVP for people to actually start wanting to pay for this and using it and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining, Kevin, Sam. Much appreciate you guys joining and dropping your comments. Always appreciate it. And have yourselves a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another stream. All right, guys, take it easy.